Hi, it's Rachel with Stirring the Deep. So I've been talking about having that umbilical cord cut, about coming out of the ark and being truly united to that Spirit of God within you in such a complete oneness with nothing in between, that now He's always with you, He's always governing every aspect of your life. Okay? And even every mistake you make, everything that you do, everything is for growth and the betterment of you. He's constantly making your present moment better. Okay? When you have this union, you are part of the Lamb's book of life. His book of life is life, it's living, it's where the epistle, it's us. And when we're joined to Him, it's His book, because He's writing the truths on us. They're becoming a part of us. And that is the new and living way. And that's how you will always walk for eternity, is in that purity of that communion. And when you have that union within you, what springs out of that is the living waters. It is an abundance. You never have any lack in any area ever again, because the abundance is right within you. There's no detachment. Okay? You have all that you need. And so when you are in that state, you become the light, because all you can just give and give and give freely, because you just have this abundance. You don't even think about gathering, because you already have. Because that Spirit within you is creating your perfect reality, is creating one of peace, is creating one of abundance, is creating one of harmony, is creating one of love. So it's just like the more that you pour out, the more your reality grows in this abundance. That's what it feels like to be in the living waters. Okay? So now that's also having that lamp within you being lit. Now you're the light. The truth is flowing from you, because the truth is now connected very intimately. It's a part of you. It's that truth and that love together. It's that seed becoming fully open, blooming and filling everything that you are. It's like now you're filled with light. You're part of the light, you're filled with light, you are the light. And that starts extending outward. And that's why the way that you'll be learning and growing is by what's happening in your life. God will be using your situations and your circumstances and these things around you to teach you what? To love, to grow in love. We're going to always be growing in love. Life grows. So we're always going to be learning, but that's how we're going to be learning, in this new and living way within the present moment, allowing God always to create and to make that something new. Because when He creates your present moment, it continually gets better. I've been trusting Him to create that for a while now, ever since He taught me about that, and that is what's been happening. Is that my present moments continue to get better and better and better, full of more abundance, more richness, of the most beautiful treasures of heaven, eternal treasures that create a beautiful reality, because the two totally reflect each other. So this light, when you are that source and now it's flowing outside of you, you are wearing the garments, that light, the understanding of that character flowing forth, that harmony that's being created, being the peacemaker, having that love, that is all your garments. You're clothed with the sun, you're clothed with the light, because that's what's in you now. You've united fully to that within you, and that's flowing forth. It's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful existence. Okay? So, and as a light, and when you find this union, you are entering into rest. I've been talking about rest, because that is what, when you start really communing, becoming a part of that, that's what you start sensing. Okay, wow, this creates rest. And that's why, because you're no longer of the knowledge, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, judging and trying to do all this stuff, and you're all that seeking that brought you to the light. Embrace the light. It's here, you know? So that means that you can be united to it. And when that light, that truth, that divine character is now in you and governing you, everything that you do, you're at rest. You don't have to try to be a light, you just are. That's why it can't be put under a basket, because you just are a light. Because it's God's Spirit in you, Christ's Spirit in you, flowing out as those living waters. And so no matter what you do, you just are a light wherever you go. So you're at total rest. You're at total peace. You're no longer having any images and trying to create and fulfill those. You've let go of all images of everything in your life. And you're just letting God create what He wants your perfect present moment to be. And that is absolute freedom. That's being childlike. Do you see? Because you're just enjoying the present moment. You're living in that moment. You're not worried about anything. You're not clinging on to anything. You're not holding on to the past and letting that affect your present moment. You're not clinging to some expectation about what you think the future should look like. You don't know. You're not creating it anymore. You're letting God create it. But you know what He creates is beautiful, and you want Him to. So when you come to that point of knowing Him, you totally trust Him, so you totally let go of all things, of all control, and now you're just seeing what He brings into your present moment, and then you're interacting with that in all wisdom and understanding, because that wisdom and understanding is now a part of you. It's flowing out from you. It's beautiful. So this distinction between life and death of your spirit is quite dramatic, okay? Because when you're in that death state, it's that bottomless pit feeling. So that's why you're always trying to gather things to yourself. You're very self-focused in all your activities about how can this benefit me? How can this help me? And your mind, that's mostly where it's at. But the thing is, it's a bottomless pit. And the more you bring in, it's like you can never bring in enough. That's why people are never satisfied. Okay? It's just this gathering to self. And it's full of images and shapes. Like, meaning you have these images of who you want to be and what you want to look like and what your marriage want to look like and who you want to be in this world, what kind of mother you want to be, what kind of daughter you want to be, what kind of father. All these images that you're trying to fit into and create in your life. All that leads to death, because it's you judging it, you creating it, and you can't do it. Because you can't love perfectly without God. Okay? And that is having a lamp of darkness. When you have this, because you're not giving off anything. Because anything that you do give, it's somehow back to really serve you, to fill you, to make you feel valued or worthy or good or whatever it is. And that's why that's the ultimate, that reality is hypocrisy. Because you're saying that you're loving someone, but really your actions don't show that. It shows you're trying to gather for yourself, okay? Because you're not being satisfied. You're not being filled. So you can't really love them. If you always have to get something from it, you can't love them freely. It's always going to be tainted by what you feel like you need to get. So it's so it creates disharmony. If you're always trying to take from people, and you're not consciously always trying to do that, but that's just what you do. When you have that pit within you, you're trying to take, you're trying to consume. And that's why the rich never have enough. That's why when you have this physical world, you can never have enough, because there's an emptiness, black hole within you that just creates disharmony, because you can't truly love in that state. When you start getting the light of life, when you start coming into birth, when you start stepping out of the ark, when you start coming into that pure communion with God, where now He is a part of you, that light, that lamp, well, now it's different, because now you have an abundance within you and you feel the difference. When you look in, all you see is this light consuming you, that morning star consuming your inside. And you have so much abundance that it's just this outpouring. It's an overflowing. It's your cup overflowing. And it's always like that. That's what it is to be a fountain of life. It's like the fountain comes from that spirit within you. So now your perceptions of your reality, your choices, your mindset, everything is switched from this trying to pull in and gather to just flowing outward. And that is a beautiful freedom to have. And when you start, and that's that light, because now everything is going outward from you instead of trying to pull everything inward. And when you do that, now you can have sincere love, because you don't need anything from that person. You don't need anything in that situation, because you're trusting God, because you feel that abundance in you and you see it in your reality. It's something very real. I mean, you see His provision in your reality. You feel it. And it's like the more you give, the more you have. It's just this amazing dynamic. So you give freely, you give in all sincerity. There's no hypocrisy there. There's total contentment. You're not trying to be something else or gather something else to yourself or trying to fit into some image. So now you can just be that pure light flowing outward, that pure love flowing outward. And that's having that abundant mindset that I talked about a while ago, because you have all the abundance, all that you need within you. But you get to that by letting go of the old way, letting go of everything that's of death. You know, all those things, you look back on your past with the memories, the cherished memories, that all those things brought you to where you're at. But now you have to be willing to walk in a new and living way by that pure spirit of Christ, God, being married to that spirit within you, being one with it so that it's a part of you. So there is no separation. And that's when He makes His home within you. And that is when you become that light source that's so powerful in this earth, that as people begin to walk in this new and living way, they're going to become powerful lights in this world of darkness, and that light will eventually consume all the darkness. Till next time, keep stirring the deep. It's the one thing that changes everything else.